Hello people, I am back. I am back. I better edit this video, otherwise I'll be so angry with myself because I've been meaning to post content for you guys, but I'm having a few technical issues, aka editing. But anyway, how am I? No, how are you guys? How have you guys been? It's 2019. I haven't posted a video since 2018. And for people doing GCSEs, less than 2 months till exams. People doing A-levels, I think it's actually the same. My first exam is in 2 months and 3 days. It's kind of scary. Today I'm going to be speaking about my UCAS journey. I'm going to be starting from the beginning.
In the beginning, yeah. In the beginning.
From the beginning, when I first decided to do medicine, till the very end when I received, I'm not gonna spoil actually, till the end when I received my last decision from UCAS. So I'm going to start with the basics for people who are international, for people who are in young years and you don't understand what UCAS is. So UCAS stands for University and College Admission Service, and when you finish sixth form or college, or even later on in life, when you decide, sorry, I'm just trying to get my hair in because it's looking nice, and when you decide to go to university, you basically have to apply for this service, and that is for the whole of the UK if you want to go to UK universities. And you get 5 options to apply for 5 different courses. It could be at the same university, or it could be the same course at several different universities. What I applied for was medicine. As many of you know, I was interested in sciences, and in the end I decided to go for medicine, and I applied for 5 different universities, 4 of which were for medicine and 1 of which was for chemistry, but I'll get on to that. My deadline was the 5th of October. Oh my god, if you guys are applying for Oxford and Cambridge or medicine or veterinary sciences, that day is going to be ingrained in your skull. It's not even the 5th, you know, wow. 15th. 15th. I just sound like an idiot, don't I? Like I've just said it will be ingrained in your head. When I was going through UCAS, that date was ingrained in my skull. The 15th of October. The 15th of October. But yeah, if you're applying for medicine, veterinary sciences, Oxbridge, 15th of October is the day you have to submit your application by. Look at me all organised. I've got my I robbed this from school, but you know. So I'm going to split this video into 5 sections. First section is going to be how I decided my course and why I decided to do medicine. 2 is going to be the UKCAT, so that was the next part of my UCAS journey, sitting my entrance exams. 3rd is going to be applying for university, so the whole UCAS kind of the whole UCAS journey. The whole UCAS process, that's the word I was looking for. The whole UCAS process, the universities I decided and why I decided to apply for them. 4th is going to be the BMAT that I sat. 5th is going to be my interviews and offers, and I'll give you the dates. I'll kind of give you my reaction to my interviews and my offers and my rejections, maybe. You gotta keep that tension. But yeah. Everything's in chronological order. So the first thing was deciding to study medicine. For me, medicine wasn't always the direct choice. I'd always been interested in science. I picked sciences for A-level plus maths, and I'd always had a passion for chemistry. Before I actually did research into it, medicine was just one of those things that African parents wanted their children to do.
Mama, I am now a doctor.
You are now a doctor?
Yes, Mama.
Hey! My headache. Come and treat me.
Mama, are you okay?
I'm just joking.
Oh!
it didn't resonate with me. But after doing like a couple of summer schools at university, after doing a chemistry summer school, I've realised that pure science wasn't for me. 6 hours of labs, I'm telling you, okay, I'm exaggerating, but 3 hours of lab work during my summer school, and that's just a taster. It just had me dead. I was finished. I was completely finished. I know for medicine you still have to do lab work, but I wanted more of a human interaction, and after doing my work experience, that kind of, it didn't sell it to me completely. It wasn't like I suddenly went on my work experience placement and I was like, damn, like I need to be a doctor right now. There were certain elements of my work experience that maybe I didn't find as interesting, but it did help to clarify that maybe this was my path for me. Now the second thing I'm going to speak about is my UKCAT. So after I decided that yeah, medicine is for me, what I had to do was I had to book my UKCAT exam. I've actually already filmed a video about my UKCAT, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and also check out the video. I might put it in the information bar, whichever side it is, but I filmed a video on my UKCAT. I filmed a vlog where I was actually sitting here and I actually showed you my results, so check that out. You're required to sit it by a lot of the universities, and I booked mine for the 30th of August. The biggest and the most lethal mistake I can make. Looking back in retrospect, I truly regret booking it so late, because my whole summer was just consumed with revision, worrying, stress, and I wasn't able to actually enjoy that year 12 summer. But in the end I actually did quite well. I did enough preparation, thank God. I used Medify, I used various books. Just check out my other video because I literally say all of this in more detail. I printed out as soon as I'd finished my test. Can you see it? Okay, I'm gonna cover my details, but the paper looks like this, and as soon as you walk out, she gave me my piece of paper with my results, and it was scary, but in the end I did quite well. I did above average, and it gave me a good standing point to apply to university. Take a lesson from me, so I recommend booking your UKCAT as early as possible. I recommend preparing for your UKCAT probably from April, May, so that you can book it in July and get it over and done with, and then you have the whole summer to just think about your personal statement and to chill. The third thing, now we come back to school. It's 2018 in September, and your girl is feeling fresh. I lied. Your girl has eye bags. Your girl is sleep deprived because 2 weeks ago, actually it was a week ago, 30th of August, I just sat my UKCAT. But anyway, so we come back to school and I was head girl. So I've got additional responsibilities. I've got open days to tend to. I've got loads of students who suddenly know my name and loads of teachers who suddenly know my name. But then UCAS, capital C, capital A, capital S. The devil spawned UCAS. UCAS hits me like a ton of bricks. My teacher and my UCAS coordinator, shout out to Miss Duffy, she knew that several students, including myself, were applying for either Oxford and Cambridge or medicine, so our deadline was earlier than everyone else. She was on my case 24/7, but it was good because it meant that I started my personal statement. I mean, by that time I'd already started my personal statement and started putting points together. Come September, that's when I actually started to think about my characters. So as you know, UCAS has a limit of 4,000 characters. I started to think about the structure of my personal statement, you know, my introduction, my work experience, stuff like that basically, and basically the logistics of my personal statement. And in addition to this, I had to decide what universities and what courses I was going to apply for. My first ever proper draft was 6,000 characters long, and I gave it to my UCAS coordinator, and in my head it was amazing. In my head I was a genius. It was a piece of art that I was giving to her. And then she went through it. She pulled out her red pen and she started to cross things out. She started to comment. Okay, so you've used the word passion 3 times in the first sentence. Come on, grammatical errors. Did you not read through the grammar? Passion. You're a bit pretentious. What's this big word for? There's no need for it. Just be simple. Come on, Francesca. I don't like that. Don't like that. Okay, this is That's all right. Okay, I can do without. Okay, my work experience placement was... I was crying. Anyways, it was a good experience for me, and it was much needed because she blessed my personal statement. After going through her corrections and considering her comments, I obviously improved my personal statement. Eventually, I got to my 8th draft, I think, and it was actually perfect. There weren't these massive long words that were unnecessary. The sentences made sense. They were short, precise, and matter of fact, straight to the point. And it was a decent personal statement. And looking back in retrospect, like my first personal statement, I must have thought I was Shakespeare or something, writing an English lit like essay. Yeah, so the personal statement for me was definitely a very emotionally straining task, because you're never, like, from year 7 to year 12, you're never asked why you want to do something. And I'm so used to just being told why you should do things and copying things down. Like during my GCSEs, you're just throwing information. You don't think for yourself. Now you get to year 12 and you're presented with this 4,000 long essay, basically. I was lucky in the sense that I started working with my teacher in September, so my personal statement was ready by the end of September, and all I needed to do was actually decide my university courses, and I sent off my application on the 4th or the 5th of my university choices. This is what you guys have been waiting for. So as you know, I had 5 choices. You can only apply for 4 medicine courses and 1 backup course. If you apply for 5 out of 5 courses to study medicine and you get rejected from 4 of the universities, there's a very high chance that you're not what universities are looking for in a medic student or a medic applicant. So there's a high chance you're going to be rejected from your 5th. So the first university that I applied for, this is in no particular order, was Birmingham University. I applied to study the A100 medicine course. I think it's 5 years. The reason why I applied to Birmingham was because throughout year 12 I'd actually been part of their program called Routes to Professions for medicine. Throughout the year I was regularly going to University of Birmingham for masterclasses, for taster sessions, for mentoring days. So I was used to the university. The university is also quite close to my home city, so it's not too far. The university is a Russell group and it's actually quite high ranking for medicine. They have an integrated course, meaning they have a good balance between traditional lectures and PBL, so problem-based learning. Because I've completed this RTP program, they already guaranteed me an interview. The second university was Oxford University. So I've always been an A-star student from SATs all the way through GCSEs, so I'd kind of been programmed to aim for Oxford, aim for Russell Group universities. And looking back, it's actually bad the way that from a young age your future is already predetermined for you based on your SAT results, based on your GCSE results. So when I was in year 13, it kind of seemed inevitable that I'd apply to Oxford, and I did. There was also another girl in my year who was similar to me. She'd got all A stars in GCSE, barring one I think. She'd always been a high-flying student, so again with her it was just expected that she was going to apply to Oxford and Cambridge, and she did. And the reason why I also, decided to apply to Oxford was because I'd been on a summer school there. I went to Unique, which is an amazing summer school. I'd had the time of my life. I literally had the time of my life there. I met the best people. I'm still in contact with them today, and I did Unique at Brasenose College and I really enjoyed it. The city is beautiful and I just had a good time, to be honest. So I was literally like, why not? I enjoy the university, and even if Oxford didn't have its name, I'd still consider it because I had a great time there. The big question that everyone asks me is, why Oxford and not Cambridge? The reason why I decided to apply to Oxford was because, number one, I went on my summer school there and I enjoyed it the most. My summer school at Cambridge, I met good people, but it was dry. The city is dry. The grass was dry. Like, if I find footage, I will insert the footage of Trinity College grass. It was dry. It was literally hay. My third university was Imperial College London. This was a very foolish decision on myself, on my part, because I just picked it because it was in the top 3 for medicine. Like, why not? I was like, listen, I've got to move bougie, so let me just pick the top 2 universities for medicine and apply there, because you know I'm amazing, I'm gonna get in easy. It wasn't that simple. But yeah, I applied to Imperial because it looked good. I've got to be honest, I didn't put much thought into that, but in my head the only place I wanted to go was Oxford, nowhere else, so I didn't really put much thought to the universities. I did actually like Manchester University. I loved the university, I loved the city, but the only thing was that their course was PBL, problem-based learning, so a lot of group work, and I've had a bad experience with that in my secondary school. So I was like, I don't like the structure of the course, so I'm not going to apply to the university. But yeah, there wasn't much thought when it came to my decision to study at Imperial. Now my 4th university, my last medicine university was Edinburgh. I applied to Edinburgh because they do not interview. Listen, for medicine, all of the universities in the UK interview undergrads, apart from Edinburgh University. And at the time, before I'd sent off my application, I thought like interviews were my weakness, because I didn't find myself very articulate, and I've never done them before, so why would I put myself through that stress when I could just take a shortcut and apply for a university that doesn't interview? But yeah, so I applied to that because I was strategic. And another thing that I liked about the university was that they were very UKCAT heavy, and my UKCAT score was very good, so that was an advantage that I could play to. And the course was integrated, meaning that it's not too PBL heavy, which I did not like, so it was a good choice for me. Now, although those were my initial universities that I applied to, and I sent off my application with, UCAS track do this thing whereby you can actually change your options. I think there was like a 2-week limit, or you can change it until the 15th of October, which is the deadline. So I actually ended up changing my option of Birmingham University to King's College London for medicine as well. This is because I think at the time I was like really angry at my mum, or really angry at my parents, and Birmingham is literally a 50-minute train trip away from my home city, so it's very close, and it meant that if I went to Birmingham, I would probably be living at home for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th or 5th year, and I was just in a mood with my family, so I was like, no, I'm definitely not living anywhere near my home, so I'm going to apply for a university that is further away. So I applied to King's College London. Again, I looked at whether the university did an integrated course for medicine, and they do, and I looked at the admissions process, and they are very UKCAT heavy as well, and my UKCAT score was good, so it was an advantage. So I applied to King's College London, and I changed this choice on the 14th of October. So this was the day before. I also applied to Warwick University for chemistry. That was my 5th option. The reason why I applied to Warwick is because it's a very decent university, and especially for chemistry, I think it's in the top 8 or something. If it wasn't for medicine, I would be studying chemistry because it is my favourite science, and I really enjoy organic chemistry lessons and modules. So it seemed like a pretty good backup.